Our next speaker has had a lot of jobs in her life, but there was one job that left an indelible mark, and that was the job of being a mom. Please welcome Linda Spear with her speech, Big Bossy Mama.
We were on the typical American vacation, a suburban filled with 2 boys, an 85-pound greyhound, and my ex-husband. The mission, drive from Houston to the Grand Canyon and get home again. At one point, as I was shouting out instructions on packing, one of my sons said to me, "You're just a big bossy mama." And I said, "Yes, I am. I'm the mom." David Burns of the Talking Heads called them creatures of love. Let's call them today the little instigators, right? How many here are parents? How many are moms? Being a mom is like no other job I've ever had or ever will have. Don't get me wrong. I'm not discounting fathers, but I'm just saying there are differences. I have several female friends who never had children. They're strong, capable women, but they've never been through this crash course of certain life lessons. It's like going to boot camp. They beat you down to make you stronger. So, and you get by on very little sleep, but you get used to that. And here are some of the skills I've learned from being a mom. Don't worry about what other people think. At one point, my 3-year-old son threw himself down at the mall and says, "I'm not going home, I want to stay." 40 pounds laying there on the ground. So I said, "Well, I think I need to go home then." I walked away, and people looked at me like, "Are you going to leave that child there?" And I said, I just kept walking. And sure enough, he followed me. It was a normal happening with that son. The art of diplomacy. You have 2 choices for dinner. What I fixed or nothing. Which will it like? Respecting the privacy of others. When show and tell day came at my son's elementary school, I asked if he wanted to take our family dog, Yoshi, the greyhound. And he balked at this idea. I asked, "Why don't you want to take Yoshi to school?" He said, "Mama, his privates are showing." I'd be embarrassed. I knew I was dealing with a modest child. How to ease tension between warring factions. Having 2 very fast-growing boys, who grew up to be very tall, in fact, we were always fighting about food. So I made pizza, and I made 2 pizza pans, right? We could not have 1 pizza pan. We had to have 2 pizza pans with their initials on it. Ended the fighting right there. Lie detection. When I was in the upstairs bathroom putting on makeup, my son would say, about 3 years old, "Mama, go downstairs." And I knew what he wanted me to do was go downstairs so that he could write all over the walls. Marketing. It's all about how you spin things sometimes. "We're going to have the best dinner ever," I said. Little did they know that it was infused with some tofu, something they would never eat. And they loved it. The art of negotiation. If we lay down for 1 hour, we can go to the park after that. No, Mama, no, 30 minutes. I said, "Okay, deal made." I got my 30 minutes of rest. Hostage negotiation. When my 16-year-old son, the last day of school, had some friends over for a sleepover. We're all sleeping in our beds, 1:30, I think, and 1:30 in the morning, I get a call from the police. My son and his 2 friends had been pulled over in a Loma riding their bicycles with no lights. Oh, and carrying many bags of toilet paper, which they'd been seen leaving the Walgreens with by the police. They would release them to my custody if I would claim them at the scene. My initial horror was getting a call from the police. Well, getting a call from the police was replaced with relief with a good case of laughs. And I didn't need to buy toilet paper for 2 years. The art of deception. We were a fake Christmas tree family, but every year we would put a large pine cone in the middle of the living room in a plate, and we would sprinkle glitter on it, and we would tell the kids, in the morning there will be a Christmas tree. And nothing like the look on their face when they woke up the next morning and say, the Christmas tree is here! Finding fun in everything. There's no better way to teach a little boy how to pee into the toilet than to put Cheerios in there. Right? I carried Cheerios in my pockets for 6 months, right? Crisis management. My son once called me in a panic from the bathroom in middle school. He had an upset stomach, and he couldn't leave with the underwear that he'd come in with. And I said, well, clean yourself up, throw out the underwear, and go back to class, okay? What if someone finds them, he said. I said, well, unless your name is Fruit of the Loom, I think your identity is safe. If I'd still had the underwear there that had his name in it from camp, he never would have left the bathroom. Crisis averted. The most significant thing that mothering has taught me is that your needs aren't always the highest need. My children's needs will always come, to some extent, to precede my own. The feeling of being needed so much can be stifling, but it's still one of the greatest feelings ever. At bedtime, after we read our stories, and I'd try to leave his bed, my son would say, sleep it to me, Mama. Oh, and it made it all worth it.